Let's file this video under another black professional caught lying their butts off about an encounter with the police. This time her name is Dorothy Bland. She's a she's the dean of the journalism school at the University of North Texas. So Dorothy wrote an opinion piece recently for the Dallas News. Why don't we read a few lines from it? Then we're going to see the huge difference between what she said took place and what the cop dashboard camera shows us. Okay, this is from Dorothy. Flashing lights and sirens from a police vehicle interrupted a routine Saturday morning walk in my golf course community in Corinth. I often walk about 3 miles near daybreak as part of my daily exercise. However, on October 24th, I delayed my walk until late morning as I waited for the rain to stop. I was dressed in a gray hooded Boston sweatshirt, black leggings, white socks, plus black and white Nike running shoes. Like most African Americans, I am familiar with the phrase driving while black. But was I really being stopped for walking on the street in my own neighborhood? Yes, in the words of Sal Rubal, quote, walking while black is a crime in many jurisdictions. May God have mercy on our nation. Whoever Sal Rubal is, that's the end of his quote. Let's get back to Professor Bland. Knowing that police officers are typically armed with guns and are a lot bigger than my 5 feet 4 inches, I had no interest in my life story playing out like Trayvon Martin's death. I stopped and asked the two officers if there was a problem. I don't remember getting a decent answer before one of the officers asked me where I lived and for my identification. I remember saying something like, around the corner. This is my neighborhood, and I'm a taxpayer who pays a lot of taxes. As for the ID question, how many Americans typically carry ID with them on their morning walk? Do you realize I bought the hoodie I was wearing after completing the Harvard University Institute for Management and Leadership in Education in 2014? Do you realize I have hosted gatherings for family, friends, faculty, staff, and students in my home? Not once was a police officer called. To those officers, my education or property owner status did not matter. One officer captured my address and date of birth. I guess I was simply a brown face in an affluent neighborhood. I told the police I didn't like to walk in the rain, and one of them told me, quote, my dog doesn't like to walk in the rain, unquote. Ouch, said Professor Bland. I didn't have my ID, but I did have my iPhone, so I took a picture of the two police officers and the Texas license plate. One of the officers told me I should walk on the sidewalk or the other side of the street for safety's sake. Although I'm not related to Sandra Bland, I thought about her. I thought about her, Freddie Gray, and the dozens of others who have died while in police custody. For safety's sake, I posted the photos of the officers on Facebook, and within hours, more than 100 Facebook friends spread the news from New York to California. Quote, you are now in the company of Henry Louis Gates and others with the same experience, wrote one of my former students from Florida. Quote, we must stop racial profiling, unquote. For anyone who doesn't think racial profiling happens, I can assure you it does happen. For a sanity check, I stopped by the mayor's house and asked him, do I look like a criminal? Mayor Bill Heidemann said no and shook his head in disbelief. I appreciate the mayor being a good neighbor, but why should he need to verify that I am not a menace to society? I refuse to let this incident ruin my life. As I was finishing my walk and listening to urban praise radio, I encountered an elderly white woman who asked if I would like some roses. Da-da-da, da-da-da. The more often we talk and get to know people as humans, the stronger we will become as a nation. We are all part of the human race. And that is the end of Dorothy Bland's column. Why don't we take a look at the video to see what really happened?
Real quick. Right here. The reason why we're coming here to talk to you, just when you're walking up this way, make sure you're walking on this side of the road, because I don't know if you noticed, there's a truck that pretty much had to go to a stop because you understand you're working out and stuff.
Yeah.
But just make sure you're on this side, that way you can see, because you're impeding traffic, for one, and two, it's a safety issue. We don't want you to get hit. You know, somebody's not, because you can see people coming this way, and you can jump out of the way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if you, on this side, someone come back and hit you and not even see you, and you won't even know what hit you. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
So,
I appreciate it.
Not a problem. Do you have your ID on you real quick?
No, I don't have my ID on me, but if you want to verify, I'm the property owner. Drive. The provost for UNT lives just down the street here.
Right.
He can verify that I live in this neighborhood.
Oh, that's fine.
I'm like amazed. I get stopped for walking.
Okay.
Do you want me to come back walk this street?
No, it's not. We're just concerned for your safety. You know, we're just letting you know. Make sure you walk on this side.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because I was behind you for about 20 seconds. And, you know, you didn't even know I was behind you.
Yeah.
You know, so it's just a safety issue. So, do you mind if I get your name and date of birth real quick? So I can just make sure I put it with the call.
Sure. If I'm going to get stopped again, I would certainly want it on record.
Right.
And I'll make a note too. Can I get a picture of you two officers?
What's your last name?
My last name is Bland, Cland.
First name?
Dorothy. Okay, can I get a shot of the two officers?
What's your
I was stopped.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
While walking.
What's your date of birth?
My date of birth is 8/27/1958.
Check one name and date of birth. Yeah, we saw you walking down there. Last name is Bland, B-L-A-N-D. First name is Dorothy. Date of birth is 8/27/1958.
Roadways for traffic, so sidewalks and all that.
Black female.
I usually walk at 5. It rained, so today I'm walking at 11.
You didn't want to walk in the rain?
No, I decided that would not be smart today.
Yeah, you're right. Some people do.
Yeah.
My dog doesn't like the rain.
Yeah, I'm a perfectly law-abiding citizen.
All right. So.
And I pay lots of taxes, too.
Right. Okay.
I'm not really understanding what the problem was here. Like you said,
I like chocolate. I got frozen lights and everything for walking in my neighborhood.
oh, he's just trying to get you.
You got it.
All right. Thank you.
Bye.
Now, if you were expecting fire hoses, German shepherds, billy clubs, tasers, and handcuffs and punches and assaults, insults, unprofessionalism, rudeness, I'm sorry to disappoint you, because that's not what you saw. You saw a couple cops stopping a person on the side of the road, walking on the wrong side of the road, politely suggesting she walk on the other side of the road so she doesn't get hit by a car. This journalism professor reimagined the entire experience, creating some kind of delusional racist experience that speaks for itself. I'll get around to reposting these, but on the YouTube channel that was shut down, I haven't gotten around to posting them back again. We had at least three other examples of this. Do you remember the actress from the B-list actress from Hollywood who told this big fairy tale about how these cops were picking on her and her boyfriend for doing nothing whatsoever? Then we saw the video. We showed that was a lie. Then there was another actress from Hollywood. She's the star of that new show called, I think it's called Empire. I think her name's, Sonja Henson? I forget her name. But she told a story to a black magazine how her son was profiled and abused by police. Then the police released the video. Totally different than what she said. Then we saw the Texas state legislator who was stopped for doing like 95 miles an hour in a 65 mile an hour zone. He gets up in front of, while, in the official performance of his duties, he gets up and starts talking about these abusive cops who recently stopped him for driving. Turns out that was like his third stop for speeding. Each one he got off with a warning. Had he been even given one ticket, he would have lost his license, but he got off. This is the fourth example we've seen in the last few months of somebody just completely lying about their experience with racist police. And it's quite amazing, isn't it? If you want more stories about the truth, black on white hostility, black on white crime, racial violence, why don't you check out that scintillating bestseller, Don't Make the Black Kids Angry?